Welcome back to Built on Faith Homestead. If you haven't checked out any of our other videos, I highly encourage you to do so. This is just a journey that my family and I are taking and into the homesteading world, and we are very excited to take you along with us. My name is Melissa. Today we're going to do a short little video on I told you guys I would do more crochet videos, and this time I hope you guys can see my hands okay, because this is kind of my first time doing this and it's a little awkward. But I'm going to start off with every project in crochet. You want to start by making a slip knot. Now everybody that you look up on YouTube does slip knots differently. This is just how I do it, and so hopefully you guys can learn a little bit today. This is for beginner crocheters. So what you want to do is you have your yarn that's attached to your ball of yarn, and this is going to be your little tail, and you need to leave some room for a tail, if you guys can see that. What you want to do is you want to make a loop. And I just kind of pinch that with my fingers. I'll show you again. Just make a loop and leave that tail dangling behind it. If you see that, you leave that tail dangling behind it. What you want to do is you take your hook for the appropriate size, whatever project you're working on. Your needle needs to, you know, I like my projects for the stitches to be not too tight, but I don't like them to be real loose either. And so once you kind of work with them a little bit, you kind of learn what would be good for certain things. So let's try this again. Make your loop. Just kind of pinch that with your fingers and dangle your tail behind it there. Now you take your hook and you go through the loop and grab that tail. Now that is going to be your little cast on stitch, and then all you do is just pull. Not too tight, you leave it a little loose. You can see that. Leave it a little loose. Sorry if it's a little blurry, I'm trying here. But you have your tail, and then you have your working yarn that's attached to your ball. So that is how you do a slip knot. So that is what will start your project. Now in crocheting, we like to do things called chaining. So at the bottom of your project, you will have your whole chain, which is how long, like if you're doing a blanket, that's how wide your blanket's going to be. So you need to chain for how long you want your blanket to be. Now you may have a certain pattern or something that you may be using that requires you to maybe do a little math to figure out how many chains you need to make. In knitting, you do need to do a little bit of math and kind of figure it out before you start. Just depends on what you're doing. But in order to chain, you have this yarn that is attached to your ball. So you want to, if you can see what I did there, hold it like this, like you would a pencil, but with your left hand. And just kind of hold that working yarn over your pointer finger. Okay? Let's try that again. So you have your working yarn, and just pinch it like you do your pencil, but drape it over your pointer finger. Now, have your slip knot right here. You're going to take your hook, wrap it around. Let's try this again here. Wrap it around, and you're going to pull that through. Let's try that again because I think it's a little blurry. I'm going to try to zoom in here. You have your slip knot, you take your hook, let's do this again, wrap it around just once, and you're going to pull it through that slip knot. Okay? So that's one stitch right there on your hook. and you can kind of see it, it's a little V shape. A little V shape. I'll try to figure out how to make this not so blurry next time. Now, let's keep chaining, and this is a stitch that needs to be one of your first stitches, so practice as much as you need to. The more you practice, the better you will get at it. So you wrap it around, pull it through that loop, and you have 2 stitches. You see how it makes that little V shape? That is 1 stitch. And there's 2. We have 2. Keep going, wrap it around, and bring it right through that next stitch. Wrap it around, bring it through. Wrap it around, bring it through. Once again, wrap it around and bring it right through. See? Now that will be at the bottom of a project. And each little V is a stitch. That's what you'll be going through to add on to your next row on top. So, I hope you guys can kind of see the gist of where I'm getting here, but if you need to kind of backtrack, just go ahead and kind of filter through the video and you can kind of see where I left off. But you still have this as your working yarn. That's what you're going to be working with, that's attached to your ball, and you have your tail right here. You don't have to leave quite that long of a tail. I just did this time, but you know, and the more you practice, the better you will get at it. It took me a while to learn different techniques, and once I kind of got to where it was something that I felt comfortable with, I just stuck with it. Some people like to try different kinds of ways to do slip knots, and that's great, and if you like to do that, I'm sure there is a lot of other videos of different ways, but I just want to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will be thinking about what I would like to do next for my next video. If you have any ideas, please put in the comments below and I will check them out. If you have any stitches you would like for me to try, anything like that, I will be more than happy to give it a try. I forgot to add as part of this video, but we found out this week that we are having a baby boy. I know in one of the other videos we'd let you guys know that we were expecting a baby this year, and we are having a baby boy, and we are so excited. I wanted to also show you guys, as part of my crochet video, this blanket that I had been making for him, and I hope you guys like it. I kind of went with the colors for like a western tribal theme kind of thing. Anyway, this is it. I started out with these granny squares and made 6 of those big ones, and then you just kind of go in the round all the way around with whatever colors you want. And maybe one of these days I will try to do a video on kind of how to do granny squares, because once you know how to do these, the granny squares, then the edges are very easy. Very, very easy. And then I did the border in half double crochets is what I did for that all the way around. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll talk to you later.